if I can pull it off. Merge these two chapters. Don't know if I ever wrote it or just imagined it in my head. I'm creeping myself out. Camp NaNoWriMo! Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel. I just got some new glasses, which doesn't have anything to do with anything, but you know. New glasses. Also, today is March 31st, which means that Camp NaNoWriMo starts tomorrow. And once upon a time, March was preparch. March kind of got overrun by a whole lot of other things. Life, world news, you know. But I was at one point supposed to be prepping. As we are counting down the hours, I figured I would vlog what little of the prep I have left, because actually it's going to be writing some things. First off, I did somehow manage to re-outline all of Murder Mystery Tennessee, and I'm very excited about it. I know all of the new scenes that need to be added. I know the scenes that need to be merged. Let me actually pull this up. Let's go, Scrivener file. Cyberstalker Sleuth. So I did the Save the Cat beat sheet, but I think if you'll notice there's this break into 3 into the finale that's kind of a folder instead of just a scene card, because if I click in it, I got another version of the Save the Cat beat sheet, sort of. I went to the Save the Cat website, and this is a popular reworking of the beat sheet that I actually like a lot better. I think it just gives a little bit more definition to some of these moments and shows kind of what we need to do with the gathering the team, storming the castle, Hightower surprise, etc. So the actual story is freaking ready, so check to that. But then the few things that I have left are, 1, researching Nashville. Once upon a time, the researching of Nashville was going to be done in person when I was going to go on a trip with Brooke during April, during Camp NaNoWriMo, and obviously that can't happen anymore. But I realized I could utilize YouTube to come up with some Nashville vlogs, so I could just search and see through the eyes of these other people. I mean, it's not the perfect scenario, but I think it'll be really fun. Maybe I'll find some more travel people to follow. Who knows? So then that really only leaves me with one other thing I need to do to prep, thankfully, because otherwise I would not be finishing this today, which is surrounding the whodunit. I want to write a few scenes from the killer's perspective. One, I'm thinking from the sort of plotting stage, so we can get a sense of, I the writer, can get a sense of why they did this, more than just what I'm going to be providing in the novel. Because ultimately, though a murder mystery, and though it is important to know the why, the mystery is figuring out who the killer is, who they're targeting, not necessarily why they're doing it, though of course that will lead them to the other answers. I also kind of want to write the scene when the killer takes their first victim, because as far as we know, and as far as I, the writer, know, this is the first time that our murderer has ever murdered someone, so I kind of want to see if it's everything they expected. That sounds terrible. And then finally, spoiler alert, like I said in the other vlogs, the murderer is going to attempt to take out my main character, the accidental PI, and I want to see that scene from their perspective. Since in the novel we're going to see it from the PI's perspective, I just think it would be fun to write that. So I'm not putting any expectations or limits on what these scenes need to look like necessarily, just that those are the 3 I want to try. So let's see if we discover anything more about my killer. What do I feel like doing first? I think the plotting. Yeah. The plotting of the first murder. Also, hello Blake screen. Robert just told me he wanted to watch something while he's working on the background, so we're gonna watch Tiger King. I've already seen it, but how perfect is this? Because there's a whole murder for hire subplot, and while the murder for hire, arguably, is definitely not the craziest thing about that documentary, while my killer is not a murder for hire type, you know, inspiration's everywhere. Even in Tiger King. Let's unplug you. Turn that off. Let's go blank page. We're gonna write. Speed typer. Oh, that is what we want. Ah!
That's not even good words per minute I was putting in there.
Yeah, not your fastest?
Not my fastest. I need to do a typing test.
Oh, we can compare with what David did that one time.
I've been trying to call and they, you know, we want...
This is a private property. You actually have to have permission, sir.
Alright, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a great day.
We're starting episode 3 now. What do you think, Robs?
Woo! I'm brushing my teeth.
Possible self. Carol did start feeling bad about selling the animals, and maybe bring to know.
Okay, so at 344 words, I got what I wanted out of this scene. Somehow, in the mix of all the Joe Exotic stuff. What I loved about this is that while I didn't theoretically discover anything new, I do think this gives more depth to the motivation that I didn't have before. And actually, it might, if I can pull it off, help me tie together something. It's one of those things that when you're writing stories, as many things as you can possibly tie together, you should, without it being too much. Like, that's a weird balance to strike. But what I'm saying here is that I potentially found something that I can tie back to the beginning of the book that I did not have in the last draft. This is good. By the way, my killer is super creepy, which I didn't fully realize. The murders in themselves are kind of terrifying, so maybe I should have pieced this together, but actually writing it from their point of view is scary. And the next one I'm attempting to do is the first successful murder, and the way that I went about the plotting was kind of intense, so I'm a little bit scared to see what my brain decides to come up with for this one. I guess that just means it's time. First murder. Also, perfect timing. Becca and Hannah have their live stream right now, so I'm gonna write with some people. This guy's terrifying. 233 words right now for this scene. We haven't even gotten to the murder, but like everything about him is creepy. This is clarifying actually, because the way the actual story starts is that we see on the news what happens to the girl as she's being pulled out of, like, she's found near the river kind of thing. And then we learn things in sort of waves as my main character, the accidental PI, comes to know more about the case basically as she starts to sort of work with the police on some things. So it's just totally different. It's kind of interesting. We also actually don't even see this murder with the exception of like the headline. My main character never sees it. She sees the second murder and that's an intense one. But yeah, just to see him kind of plotting and really stalking this first character. Ooh, I actually don't know if I could ever write something entirely from the point of view of the bad guy. Like if he was this kind of bad, or she, it doesn't matter. If they were this kind of bad, I don't know that I could do it because I'm creeping myself out. All right, yeah, let's save this. And now we only have one other thing to write, which is when he attacks my main character. So main character attacked is what we're gonna put. And gosh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave this for a bit. Robert wants to watch an episode of Love Island, so I think that maybe I can alternate between Love Island and this. And it would be good. We also are gonna do a podcast with our brother who's up in Dallas right now, always, permanently. He lives there. What am I talking about? So I think I'm gonna do that. I just need to get out of this space. You're the only one who makes me, oh. Every time we tell you what I like.
Sex!
I remember my friend look at us when I know me. She was bringing a definitely great conversation with me.
Apparently, I just stopped mid-sentence last night. But guess what day it is? Camp NaNoWriMo! I mean, that's not the day, I guess. Today's the 1st. But it's the start of Camp NaNoWriMo. I swear sometimes I start saying something, forget what I'm gonna say, and then just go with the general vibe, and then that's what happens. Today's Camp NaNoWriMo. Because I took so long to actually like finish this video and finish my prep, I think that means that I might as well continue this vlog and just write. I will say the one thing I discovered about the bad guy attacking my main character is that I think when I did the last draft, I had all this stuff after this moment, basically. But like the stuff leading up to this moment, other than the actual attack, was nowhere to be found. Don't know what I did with it. Don't know if I ever wrote it or just imagined it in my head and like pieced it together. Who knows? But doing this actually helped me because now I have a better placement for where the attack is. This is not something I had before. So even though I only got 83 words, I probably stopped like 10% of the way through what that scene could have been. It helped me. It helped me. This is what I love. I love doing this so much, writing from different characters' point of views, just so that I can get a better gauge for them. And I think I do have a better gauge for my killer now. And I guess that just means it's time to write. So what I really need to do is current draft. I don't have anything under that. Add a new text. So some of y'all might remember from my prep, I basically realized that I needed to merge these two chapters. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today. I finished the first scene, there's a break. I'm putting the second scene, but I think what I'm doing is I'm actually gonna be changing the location. So the second and third scene are gonna actually merge together more. So the first scene, more or less fine. Second and third need to merge. And they all kind of are talking over the same thing. This is the kind of opening image up to the theme stated, what I'm working with, and then you could argue that all of it's set up. I like the focus on this homework play thing. I'm taking it quite literally, so the first 903 words or so, or maybe the first 600 since there's a gap here, were all home. Her new normal. That's not normal at all. Also as a reward, I have been watching Test Kitchen and Coffee. What more could you want? What more could I want? Actually, having said that, the easy answer would be my own coffee. Let's go. Oh, it's on. Came back and my NaNoWriMo banner fell down. Woo! There we go. NaNoWriMo mug is ready. Let's freaking do this. Work sprint 2. All right, it's 1:32. And I am at, will you focus, will you not? Who knows, who knows? I don't know. Okay, 1,529 words in this project now. I have merged the scenes successfully. The thing that still needs to be done, to no one's surprise, is name some things. For one of them, I have to name a show because it's a show that the accidental PI is obsessed with and also plays a central part with the murder, the murders, the multiple murders, all of the killing. Yes. I also need to reference back some parts of Nashville again because these blanks need to be filled out. I could do that now, but what I think I'm actually gonna do is do that like later tonight when I'm just kind of chilling because I have, you know, other work that needs to be done. And I feel like this is a good start to my Camp NaNoWriMo. So the only other thing I want to do in this vlog is actually like update the website. Into the unknown, Camp NaNoWriMo. I cannot hit that note. Okay. Sign in. It's me. Sign in. I would like to edit you, please. How do I do this? Here we go. 1529. I'm feeling good. Yay! Ooh. What is happening out there? Can you hear that? I'm sorry. Are you dying?
I've just spoken to the real landlord, so you can knock it off.
Honestly, it's amazing I can get any work done in this house full of people. But they are adorable, so we'll give them a pass. Please do comment down below. Let me know how the first day of Camp NaNoWriMo went for you. Let me know if you actually managed to like finish your prepping before April started. And also, please let me know what project you're working on. Do you have a title for it? Murder Mystery Tennessee is gonna stay Murder Mystery Tennessee until, probably the next draft. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon at the new video. Bye. Kind of. I'm merging. Here's what happened, actually. You know what?